Welcome back to Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. It's been a little bit since we've done the last podcast. It's been a little bit of a crazy life this beginning of 2026, but we are back at it. And wow, what a podcast we have in store for you. We're going to be taking a look at 3 movies with an in-depth discussion and a teaser for an interview that you can see on our YouTube channel. Chuck, let's start this off with Crime 101.
Yeah, as you say, it's been a while since we've done this, and I'm glad we're doing this because I've got passionate opinions about all 3 of these movies.
Oh, good.
And this is, I don't know how many weeks out of the year you and I sit through do this, and it's like, uh, you know, that movie, oh, this movie, oh, it's the same old shit. And that's definitely not the case this week, especially with Crime 101, which has the look of being just the same old thing. They're promoting it as a action thriller, and it does have elements of that in it. But there's a lot more going on in this film than just heists, and it is ostensibly a heist film. But it features 3 characters who are all at the end of their ropes as far as their position in life, both personally and professionally. And they make some drastic, desperate decisions that lead them on a collision course to a very surprisingly poignant conclusion. Chris Hemsworth leads this thing. And he is one of those, jewel thieves that exist in the movies. A guy who's super cool, super capable, and also, super handsome. I mean, he's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, but his character Davis, there's a lot more going on here. This is a guy who is paranoid. He's incredibly careful about his jobs, which is good, but he's also very careful and guarded with his personal life. He doesn't let anyone close to him emotionally at all. And we find out why that is. Very touching way, I thought, that they handled that whole aspect of Davis's character. This is a really damaged man. So he plays things very safely. But of course, things start to get a little hinky once he, of course, lets a woman in, Maya, played by Monica Barbaro. You know her from Complete Unknown, in which she played Joan Baez.
Okay.
Once he starts to let her in, then his guard goes down and things become a little unstable for him. He's, like they say, a crook. Well, Lou, played by Mark Ruffalo, he is a detective on the Los Angeles Police Department. He's been there a while. He sticks to old school methods. His younger boss and his younger coworkers kind of don't take him seriously at all. But he's noticing a pattern with some of these crimes that he is investigating. He's noticing a pattern as far as the types of organizations that are being hit. And he's also noticing that these places that are being robbed are close to Route 101. And he thinks whoever's doing that is using that highway as a quick escape route to blend in with other traffic so that he can get away. Then we got Sharon, played by Halle Berry. She works at an insurance company that caters to the 1%, an insurance company that caters to the ultra rich, but she's getting older. She hasn't gotten the promotion she's deserved for many years. There's a younger woman working there now that's getting all the attention that she used to get, and she knows the clock is ticking, that this has become a dead-end job. I don't know if I want to give much more away, but there is also Barry Keoghan, or Keogh, or however you say this kid's name. He plays Ormond, and this guy is a wild card. You're not quite what?
Whoa, that's an understatement.
He is a live wire. He's immature. He's impulsive, and he ends up muddling the works as far as all 3 of these people's lives are concerned, as everything converges on, of course, as most heist films have, one last job. The one that I'm going to walk away from this whole life if it proves successful. And it goes sideways in a way that I don't even want to get into. Where do I even start with this? I know this sounds typical, but this is all about character. It's not about action. It's about character. And this script, written by Bart Layton, adapted from a novella by a guy named Donald Winslow. Layton also directed it. It's all about character. And those are the scenes I remember from this, not the action stuff, but the conversations these characters have with each other about the things that are bothering them. And all the performances are great. Who'd have thought that Hemsworth had a performance like this in him?
Oh, me? Rush.
Really?
Oh my God, yes, yes.
Okay.
I think he is an extremely talented dramatic actor who always gets pigeonholed into, and understandably so, he's extremely good looking and buff, and he's Thor, man. He is
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
had Thor and I always want to say Shrek, but it's the Hulk.
Right.
But no, Hemsworth is an incredible actor, and I think we saw a glimpse of that with Rush, and we haven't seen a whole lot from him since then.
I agree. And if he speaks 100 words in this film, I'd be surprised.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter, but it also doesn't matter because he's conveying so much with his
Oh
body
yeah,
language,
yeah.
his expressions, and people will look at him and say he's not doing anything, but he's doing everything
He is
by
absolutely.
doing so little.
Yeah, yeah. That's acting.
That is especially film acting.
Yeah.
He knows he's been around enough to know that the film is an intimate medium and it catches little things. You don't have to play to the back row of the theater
Right.
to get your point across. He's incredible. And Ruffalo, he's become that go-to guy
Love him.
that provides just the center of the film.
He grounds everything. He's
He
the everyday man, you
Right.
know?
Exactly. That's exactly right. He grounds everything. And you don't realize it, but it's all really revolving around him and his efforts to figure out exactly what's going on. And the thing I liked about all these performances here is no one's showy at all. No
Mhm.
one's over the top. They're just there doing great work. And I've often felt Halle Berry only works when there's a good director guiding her. And I think that's the case here too.
Mhm.
Afraid, vulnerable, angry, but still strong. I mean, she conveys all of that here, and she's hit and miss with me, but here she gets it all right. The thing about this film also, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you and I were both saying it seems like a 40-minute film.
It really did. It went by so fast.
And that's a tribute to just how compelling this is, how well acted, how well written this thing is. I mean, I could have spent more time with these characters as well.
Well, I'm hoping there's crime 201 and then the PhD level of 301. I totally agree with you. And you had an amazing interview with Bart Layton, who did direct American Animals, one of my favorite movies,
Hmm.
probably top 10 of all time, along with Rush, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
He didn't direct Rush, but it was a familiar story because it does harken back to the old school types of films. In fact, they talk about the Steve McQueen film,
Hmm.
the Thomas Crown Affair, which was
Yep.
a great reference and
Yeah.
so relevant, not just to the type of story that we're talking about, but the style of story that we're talking about. So that was
Exactly right.
but it wasn't just a crime capers kind of thriller like you're talking about. It had all these different levels. And the one I think just because I'm female that I keyed into so much more is the fact that Halle Berry is 53 years old. Oh my God, she's stunning. But she's 53. And age always works against women.
Hmm. Yeah.
She really takes a hold of that because she's about that age, I think.
Right.
And I'm sure she's finding in the film industry, no matter how successful you are, it's really tough to make it when you're older and get those good roles. This is a relevant role.
You're not going to believe it.
What?
59.
Oh my God, okay, that just kind of pisses me off because I'm 61.
Yeah. But again, she's got all the stylists, the
She does.
makeup people, the trainers, the dietitian. That helps.
It does help. If I had $1 million, I might do that too.
Sure.
But no, more power to her because she's picking a role that speaks to her, as she said in a recent interview. Also, so
Okay, good.
I loved the fact that she plays this as a strong, capable woman. I also love the fact that you've got these moral crossroads that every
Hmm.
single character comes across, and you watch them. You can almost see the wheels turning in their head, and
Yeah.
then you put yourself in their shoes. What would you do? Would you don't do it?
Hmm.
Don't do it. Yes, I'm going to do it. No, don't do it. It's that crossroads, and it's one wrong turn affects the rest of your life. And how can it be righted again? Maybe it can't be.
But it's interesting what you're saying. Also, how the film justifies everything. We see that these characters are backed into a corner,
Right.
and you may not condone it, but you understand exactly why they're doing what they're doing.
Sure, sure. And the fact that, um, Hemsworth plays this character that he's a bad guy, but he's kind
Mm,
of a good guy in
he's
a bad
damaged.
guy's. He is damaged, and we talk about that a little bit, but we're all damaged. Every single one of us has some damage,
Oh, correct. Oh, sure,
And
sure, but
so again, we can relate to this character because we like him and we're rooting for the bad guy, but then there's a worse guy. And now
exactly.
we're rooting against the
Well,
worst guy. But then
well,
there's a
again,
good guy who's going to come into this, and shouldn't we be rooting for him? We kind of are, but we're kind of not. It is an emotional roller coaster
right.
ride that is so much fun. I did not want to get off on it.
Well, again, not. I don't think he's a
Not
bad guy.
much.
He's an anti-hero. He's definitely an anti-hero.
Okay. He's a Robin Hood.
Yeah, and I would imagine that his background. I mean, I found that incredibly touching. Once the Ruffalo character figures out
Yeah.
exactly where he's from and what happened to him, and then we get that callback at the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was incredibly poignant, and
It was
I didn't
beautiful.
expect that from a film like this either.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautifully done, and I loved how Hemsworth was detached. He, wanted to have emotions and let this other woman in, Maya, in. Yet he didn't ask her more than one question. They're all of
Yeah,
their dating. She was always asking him questions, and he was always vague about it. But there was something, there was a twinkle behind his eye that he wanted to let his guard down, but he was scared to. This
yeah,
big tough, rough, jewel thief is scared.
yeah,
I loved it. I
yeah.
absolutely loved it. And I really want everyone to watch your interview. You were given a lot of time with Bart Layton to talk about this film. I'm sure you probably could have talked for another hour with this guy. And it is so cool to hear what he was thinking when he was casting these characters or in casting these actors. And I swear, where we stayed in that crappy Airbnb in Venice, this last
Yes. Mhm.
Critics' Choice, I swear that was right down the street was where they filmed it. And I wonder if they were filming the same weekend we were there because it was raining cats and dogs.
It wasn't. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know?
One, one more thing, real quick. Nick Nolte, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Corey Hawkins, all in this as well,
Yeah.
in supporting roles. They punch up every scene they're in. Uh, yeah, really high on this one. Can't recommend it more. I mean, really, really loved it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Good. We agree on something. I wonder if
Now, I am really anxious for this next one to hear you try and explain what the fuck is going on in this movie.
okay. I'm gonna try and do it in 2 to 12 sentences. Let's see how I do.
2 to 12. Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, you're
giving
gonna
myself a range. I'm going to be reviewing this on Racine and Me, so this is my warm up for that.
you're gonna limit yourself to 12 sentences. Okay,
I,
that's
no, not the whole review, just the synopsis.
right. I know this. You're gonna
Okay,
limit
okay,
yourself to
all right.
12 sentences.
Let's
Okay, good luck.
let's see what I can do. We've got Sam Rockwell.
Okay, what's the name of the movie?
I'm sorry. Good luck, have fun, don't die. I mean, it's an intriguing title for a movie. So he doesn't have a name. We just know that he's in the IMDb page. It says "Man from the
From the
Future."
future, right?
So we're just going to call him Man for short. So Man shows up at this diner in what looks like he could be like a homeless man. And he's got all these contraptions on him. He looks a little psycho. And all of these people in this diner, late night dining, just wanting a piece of pie before they go to bed, or on a late night date, and or any variable thereof. There were probably 30 people, 40 people in the diner, and he says, "Listen up! The world is ending. There's an apocalypse. I come from the future. I'm gonna pick 7 of you or 10 of you to come with me, and we're gonna make sure that the world changes in the future." And everyone looks at him, and then, they get their phones out and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." And then he says, "You're not listening." And then he goes over and he starts talking to the people by name and telling them a little bit about their lives. Now they're getting a little freaked out. And then he takes all their phones away and he goes, You. He picks out all these people to come on this journey to stop what's happening that will affect the future. I don't want to give a ton away, but it does have to do with some tech stuff that we're dealing with today. And what does the future hold? So apparently, this is not Man from the Future's first time at this diner. In fact, this is his 117th. Is that
15th
right?
time. The guy is tenacious, if
He is
nothing else.
tenacious. He truly is resilient. He keeps coming back in the hopes of finding the right combination of people to come with him on this journey to stop this bad future from happening. Well, this time he chooses this girl who's dressed up like a princess for some reason. We find out why later. And that is played by one of your favorite actresses, Haley Lou Richardson.
Yay, Haley Lou.
And then we
Yeah,
have we
she's
have Janet.
Ingrid.
She's Ingrid. And then we have Janet and Mark played by Zazie Beetz, who I really like, and Michael Pena, who I adore.
Yep, they're great.
And then, a mishmash of other people that come along with him.
Don't
And
forget Juno Temple
and
from
Juno
Ted Lasso.
Temple. Oh, yes, yes, from
Yeah.
Ted Lasso. And all of these different actors play different parts of the equation. And basically what it is a recipe. He's putting together a bunch of ingredients to see what's going to get the job done. What's going to be the best tasting cake. And so far, 117 tries, he hasn't gotten the right combo. Maybe this one is going to be the best one. Well, as they go on this journey together, there's some bloodshed. I'm not gonna lie. There's some bloodshed here. And it is kind of comical. You're sitting back there laughing, and it is kind of funny. And then it talks about high school students, which I'm sure you thought was pretty funny. Um,
Until,
until, go ahead, take it.
well, this film really, for me, was a whiplash of emotions because we got this goofy science fiction thing going on. And I think we can say it has to do with AI. I mean, that's a key thing. It's interesting. I don't know if you noticed, but the film studio put out a promotion this week saying that if you have had your job taken or wiped out by AI, they're going to give you a free ticket to the movie.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. But then we segue into school shootings,
Okay.
and that just put me off
Okay.
until I saw the film a second time.
And then did you see it how I saw it?
I don't know. How'd you see it?
I saw it as a warning and how every day these shootings have become and how this needs to be addressed and we're not addressing it. That's how
I
I took it.
I agree with that. My first time through, I thought that it was an irresponsible plot point. But then as I saw it a second time, I understood the commentary on it a little more deeply because there was a couple things I caught the second time through that I didn't catch the first time through. And I think that the flippant attitude of some of the characters towards this is what put me off initially.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, and I don't want to give anything away because
Right.
it's a very unique way of addressing it, so I don't want to take that surprise away.
Right.
But I think it's a great conversation starter and really addresses what is humanity.
Well, right. And I guess I would say if you have that reaction like I did, stick with it.
Right.
Stick with it because they are going somewhere with it. And I thought it was a daring, eventually I found it to be a very daring choice.
I think so too. I think so too. I loved it. I laughed when I didn't think I probably should. And I loved the commentary all the way through of every topic that they addressed. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I thought Rockwell was great. Haley Lou Richardson was wonderful. The
Mhm.
ending was
Oh, that ending,
unexpected,
Jesus Christ.
totally unexpected. Um, really enjoyed that aspect of it. Juno Temple is always just such a gem in anything that she does, and she's unique in this film. Michael Pena takes on a different role too than he usually does. I always think of him in Drunk History and Ant-Man and how that character is. That's who Michael Pena is to me.
Not
And
here.
not in this, not in this. Yeah, it really addresses so much of how our environment, how humanity has changed and where are we going?
And it's not an optimistic message.
No, it's
Um,
not. I mean, we've
I
had so many movies to try and give us wake up calls. This is yet another one.
right.
Wake up,
And
no.
this one,
Humanity is doomed.
if you don't get the wake up call from this, you will never get the
Right.
wake up call because this one is in your face.
Yeah.
Um, I really love that third act, the visuals of that third act. There are some things that will never leave me. Because once we go into this AI world, all bets are off.
Yeah.
And that image at the end of that tornado of technology and wires and everything spinning out of control, and Ingrid bravely going in there to
Up, up,
try and
up, 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 up. Don't say
that
anymore.
still
Okay.
I'm not, trying to do something.
Okay.
Uh, I'm going to have a hard time shaking that image because of the power of the image, but also of well, I can't say because
Nope. You
that would
cannot.
give away some things.
Don't do that. Don't do that. This is something I think everyone should go see. It is a science fiction horror movie. There
Yes,
is violence, but the violence is a part of the story. So be okay with that and take a message away from it and have a conversation afterwards. Go to
yes,
dinner after the movie.
yes. The darkest of dark comedies, definitely, and it is at 93% positive on Rotten Tomatoes right
Good.
now.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, and it'll go up obviously when we add our reviews.
Yep. Most definitely. We don't have a lot of time left, but I would like to take 5 minutes to talk a little bit about Dracula, if you will.
Dracula,
Dracula. Drac.
Dracula. That's how my brother used to say it when he was a kid. Dracula.
At least you didn't say Dwacula.
No, wasn't that? It was Dracula. Yeah.
This is a different take on Dracula. And Chuck, you are the monster, I don't know what, monster
Maven.
aficionado. I was gonna say monster maven just because I do like alliteration from Pam Powell.
Yeah, I know you
But
do.
I did not because I think maven is more
He's
of
a woman. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, the age, the era we live in, does that matter anymore?
I guess it doesn't.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
being genderist, so I
Yeah.
do that. But this one is different because we've got Caleb Landry Jones and Christoph Waltz. I want you to tell me how this is different and what makes this better or not better from your perspective. And you have 4 minutes.
I don't know if it's better or not better, but it's different.
Okay.
It's definitely different. I never, ever would have cast Caleb Landry Jones as Dracula.
He's good.
He's fantastic.
Mhm.
One of the best portrayals of Dracula I've ever seen,
Wow.
primarily because he's sympathetic. This is not an evil guy. He does evil things,
Oh, yeah.
but this one really keys in on this whole broken-hearted character that really pops up first in the Gary Oldman version. That Gary Oldman version by Francis Ford Coppola is the first version that deals with him being Vlad the Impaler, losing his first love, and cursing God, which then turns him into a vampire. That's the first time that happens. That's not in the novel. That's not in the Bela Lugosi or Christopher Lee version. None of that.
I have a
Yes.
question. Okay, so in the book, which I've never read, do we have any kind of an origin?
No.
He just is this vampire bat that comes in and sucks people's blood to live.
Well, right. And one of the interesting things about the novel is it's told from different points of view, from different characters. So
Okay.
not having an origin and having a different perspective, he remains mysterious and elusive,
Hmm.
which makes him even more scary because you cannot get a handle on him in the book.
Okay. Okay.
And so it's done on purpose. So yeah, this one is much more the love story thing, which I didn't mind. I
I
didn't mind.
liked that. I
Yeah.
I felt like the first hour of it was pretty slow, but as soon as we got past the whole setup and he started to tell his story to
Yes.
his next victim, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And that's why I was kind of shocked. I mean, I thought it was a beautiful, heartbreaking, bittersweet love story.
Well, in Europe, they're releasing this with the title Dracula, a Love Story.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
there you go. And the young actress Zoe Blue, which plays Elisabetta, gorgeous and effective as well. Christoph Waltz cracked me up, I don't know how many times.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of like in another movie. I thought he
Okay.
was almost doing a parody of the role. and commenting on things as we were going through. I mean, initially where he's got the first vampire that they've trapped in the hospital, and
Right.
she says, "I want more blood," and he says, "Oh, you've had enough." I mean, at that point, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're gonna just, be postmodern and comment on all of this while you're in it, which I had no problem with.
Okay, I didn't think he played it far enough because
Okay.
I didn't get that from it. I thought, why were you cast? I
Yep.
didn't. I thought it was. I didn't get that from him. I was like, I needed more, or I needed
Okay.
a lot less. So
Okay.
he was in the middle there, and that wasn't good for me.
One thing I hated,
Hmm.
the gargoyles. Gargoyles, he has these gargoyles walking around the castle, which help him with things. That's not in the book. That's not in any film adaptation. And not only that, those were horribly rendered. Those were amateurly rendered with CGI. I thought it was very cheap, and I was distracted every time they popped up.
Okay, I agree with you with that. And also, gargoyles are there to protect you, not to hurt you. So
Right.
that bothered me.
Although I did like at the end once we found out what the secret of the gargoyles was.
Right,
I was
right.
like, oh, okay.
That was cool. That was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that was cool, but they just needed to spend more money on it if they were going to do it correctly.
Okay.
So,
So I guess in our final minute, should they make another Dracula movie or should we call it quits on that?
oh, they will. They will. Let's hope they wait a while though.
I know, right? We
If we
had
can give it 10
Nosferatu.
years, let's do that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you
Okay.
for that edification of Dracula. I love knowing the differences between the book and the movie that comes out.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, this was a good one.
Yeah, fun, fun, fun. Thank you, Chuck, and everybody for listening. And please check out our YouTube channel, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. That's REEL Talk with Chuck and Pam. And you can find Chuck's amazing interview with Bart Layton. And go see Crime 101
Go
in the theater.
see. Yes. Yes.
Although
Exactly.
the chase scene was too long. That was my only thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.